like my second or third time recording this. Cat just will not stay off my deck. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Arrows here. We are back with Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh is cool. It is fun. I actually keep up with Yu-Gi-Oh a lot, but there's not really a place to play it in my area. Definitely feels like some of the players in my area are more open to traveling now for tournaments. So it's like let's do this. Like let's get back into it. Um, Speaking of card games, you guys, Friday, April 18th, if you're watching this beforehand, I am going to be doing an all-day stream. We're starting at 9 a.m. in the morning and going to like 3, 4 in the afternoon. We are card games all day. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, Magic Arena, Pokemon TCG Live. We're doing card games all day. At the end of the stream, we're going to be giving away a box of Journeys Together. So if you've been ever thinking about hopping on Pokemon and you really want some Journeys Together to have on your TCG Live, we're giving away a box of Journeys Together TCG Live codes at the end of the stream. I'm really excited to hopefully help somebody improve their decks and play more Pokemon going forward. I wanted to do stuff for Master Duel and Arena too, but you can't gift gems, which is annoying. Anyway, we're playing Blue Eyes, and this is just a pure build right now because I'm just getting back into it. Eventually, I would like to make it Primite. I did see that in Battles of Legend, the new one coming out, that Primite's Lordy Load is being reprinted, so hopefully the others will be as well. I ordered some invoked cards, so we might mess around with invoked Blue Eyes in a little bit. Obviously, I'll put up a profile for that, show you how the deck is going to evolve. I've seen some people doing stuff with branded, which I think is silly and amazing. But let's just get into the deck profile before my cat decides he wants to jump up on my table again. So we are going to start with our main deck. We are, of course, running our 2 copies of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Why is that? There we go. 2 copies of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. You guys know what this guy does. He does nothing. He's a 3,000 beat stick. We're not running 3 because 3 is hella bricky. I honestly, in test hands, I draw one of these almost like every other test hand, which is kind of annoying. We're running our 3 copies of Sage with the Eyes of Blue. This is what you want to open with. This is what you want to start with. This is your ideal starter. It's a light spellcaster level 1, 0 attack, 1500 defense. When this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 level 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand. In this deck, we have 3 targets. We have Maiden, Master, and Effect Veiler, which is crazy that you can add Effect Veiler to your hand with this card. Then you can discard this card, target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard. If you do, especially summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck, you can only use the effect of Sage with Eyes of Blue once per turn. Really good card. I like this card. It's what you want to open with ideally. We have 3 copies of Maiden of White. This is a new card from the recent Blue Eyes structure deck. Also really good card. Level 1 light tuner, searchable by Sage, which is fantastic. 0 attack, 0 defense. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Place 1 true light from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap card zone. If you special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon, while this card is in your graveyard, except during damage step, you can special summon this card when a card or effect is activated that targets this card on the field, or when this card is targeted for an attack. You can special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon or 1 level 1 light tuner monster from your graveyard. You can only use each effect of Maiden of White once per turn. Really good card. Rounding out our Blue Eyes stuff, we are running 1 copy of Master with Eyes of Blue. When it's normal summoned, hold on, I have to when it's normal summoned, you can target 1 level light tuner in my graveyard, add it to my hand, and then we can shovel this back into our deck from the graveyard and target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard. If you do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard. So we can bring back Blue Eyes. We can bring back any of the alternatives we were playing them, but we're not. I like this card. It's okay. I don't know when I actually start doing testing with this deck if it's gonna stay, but I like it right now. And we are of course running our 1 copy of Neo Kaiser Seahorse. I love this card. I think it's a really good extender. I think it's really good. I'm running Crimson Dragon in my extra deck, but I think it's really good for getting us into Crimson Dragon. I like this card a lot. If you control it's a 1700 attack, 1650 defense, level 4 light dragon tuner. If you control Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can target one light tuner monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send one Blue Eyes monster or one monster that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to the graveyard, except Neo Kaiser Seahorse. He's really just in here for an extender. Being able to special summon if we control Blue Eyes is really good. Being able to increase and decrease levels of light tuners, I don't know if that'll ever really come in handy. We're not really running a lot of like different level stuff in our decks to do stuff, but I like this card. I think it's really good. Getting into our hand traps, we're of course running 3 copies of Ash Blossom and the Joyous Spring. Honestly, one of the best hand traps, and I feel like we're still in a format where you have to be running this just because it's really good against a lot of things. When a card or effect is activated that includes any of these effects, quick effect, you can discard this card, negate that effect. Add a card from deck to the hand, special summon from the deck, send a card from deck to the graveyard. So if they activate something like that, you negate it. They will go against Blue Eyes. They activate Sage. You can Ash Blossom it. They activate the new Link, Spirit with Eyes of Blue. You can negate it. You can they go to search. You can negate it. Lots of good stuff. 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Y'all know what Effect Veiler does. Level 1 Light Tuner, which means it's searchable by Sage, which is really, really cool. During your opponent's main phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 effect monster on the field. Effect monster your opponent controls, negate the effects of that face-up monster your opponent controls till the end of turn. 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird. Whenever your opponent activates an effect that adds cards to hand, you can pitch this card, and their opponent can't add cards from their deck to the hand for the rest of the turn. 3 copies of Nibiru. Nibiru, during the main phase, if your opponent has normal or special summoned 5 or more monsters this turn, you can tribute as many face-up monsters as you'd like. Special summon Nibiru to your side of the field, and then you can special summon a Primal Being token to your opponent's side of the field. The Primal Being tokens attack and defense are the combined attack and defense of the original attacks of the tribute monsters. Fun facts to keep in mind. Link monsters have no defense. So if you get a couple of Link monsters, this thing is going to be really weak defensively. Put in defense mode on your opponent's side of the field, smack over it on your own turn. We are running 3 copies of Molcharmi Fualos in the main. This is Max C with better, but this is balanced Max C. So if you can only activate this effect if you control no cards. Whenever your opponent special summons a monster from the deck or extra deck, draw a card. And then it's got a secondary effect that I don't think I've ever seen anybody ever do. Once during the end phase, if the number of cards in your hand is more than the number of cards your opponent controls plus 6, you must randomly shuffle cards from your hand into the deck. So the number of cards in your hand is equal to the number of your opponent's cards control plus 6. I don't really understand that one. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use it, so it is what it is. We're also running 1 copy of Bestial Magnamut. I do want to run a Druid Swarm. I just don't have them yet. I do have one coming, so. But Magnamut is really cool. You can banish a light and dark monster from either graveyard, special summon it if your opponent controls a monster. And then if you do that, you can add a dragon to your hand at the end phase? At the end phase. Going into our spells, we are running 3 copies of Wishes. Wishes for Eyes of Blue. This is such a good card. A new card from the structure deck that came out recently. You can discard 1 card, add a 1 level light tuner and 1 spell trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand, except Wishes for Eyes of Blue. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon you control. Equip 1 Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck to it as an equip spell that gives it 400 attack. You can only use each effect of Wishes for Eyes of Blue once per turn. So you can get the tuner and the Blue Eyes card, and then you can equip Blue Eyes with a fusion monster, which is really cool. We're more than likely going to be searching for 4 of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. Another new card from the recently released structure deck. Special summon in defense position 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment. But if you control no Blue Eyes White Dragons, you have to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is fine. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except dragon monsters. There's like 1 card in my extra deck that's not a dragon, so we're good. And then you can banish this card from your graveyards, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, including a Blue Eyes monster. You can only use 1 Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons once per turn. In fact, once per turn. And then rounding our Blue Eye stuff, we have 1 copy of Mausoleum of White. Mausoleum of White says, during your main phase, you can normal summon 1 level 1 light tuner in addition to your normal summon. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster you control, send 1 normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. And if you do, the targeted monster gains attack and defense equal to the level of the monster sent to the graveyard times 100 until the end of turn. Even if this card leaves the field, which is cool. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Burst Stream of Destruction from your deck to your hand. Honestly, I'm low-key kind of contemplating side decking Burst Stream. It is a really good card. If you guys don't know what Burst Stream of Destruction does, if you control Blue Eyes White Dragon, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. And then Blue Eyes White Dragon you control cannot attack the turn you activate this card. I like this card. I like Burst Stream. It was always like a little bit situational before, but it's actually really good now because it's so easy to summon Blue Eyes in this deck. Some thoughts for later. But we like this card. And then getting into our We Hate Hand Traps, we are running 1 copy of Called by the Grave, 1 copy of Triple Tactics Talent, and 1 copy of Crossout Designator. Called by the Grave, whenever target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and if you do until the end of the next turn, its effects are negated, as well as effects on the field of monsters with the same original name. Triple Tactics Talent. Triple Tactics Talent is another really good anti-card. Whenever your opponent activates an effect on the main phase of your turn, you can play this card and choose 1 of these effects. You can either draw 2 cards, take control of 1 of your opponent's monsters until the end phase, look at your opponent's hand and choose 1 card and shuffle it into their deck. Then we have Crossout Designator, which is a card that I am admittedly a little unfamiliar with. I wasn't really playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When this card came out. Declare 1 card name, banish 1 of that declared card from your main deck, and if you do, negate its effects, as well as the activate effects or effects on the field of all of cards with the same name, same original name, until the end of turn. So your opponent plays Nibiru. You can remove one of your Nibirus to negate that Nibiru. So really good card. There are hand trap hate. It's always good to have hand trap hate. Into our traps, we're running 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Really good card. Honestly, probably one of the best hand traps because it is so hard to get around it. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, negates effect until the end of turn. Then if this card was set before the activation is on the field at resolution, for the rest of the turn, all other spell traps in this column are negated. If you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand. So it's a trap that you can activate from your hand if you control no cards. Really good if you're going first. You can set it, and when you activate it when it's set and it resolves, you can take out a column. So if your opponent has like a really good card in like a column here, like this column here, and you activate the face down impermanence, you negate that whole column. Really good. 1 copy of True Light. True Light is Eternal Soul for Blue Eyes White Dragons. During your opponent, it's a normal trap. Your opponent cannot target Blue Eyes White Dragons in your monster zone with card effects. If this face-up card is sent from the spell trap zone to the graveyard, destroy all monsters you control. And then it has 2 really good effects. So summon 1 Blue Eyes from your hand or graveyard, and you can set 1 spell trap directly from your deck that specifically lists Blue Eyes White Dragon in its text with a different name from cards you control. So if you don't have wishes, you can pitch Maiden to put this on the field active, search for wishes. Lots of cool combinations. We're also running 1 copy of Majesty of the White Dragons. It is another new card from the structure deck. Show up to 3 copies of the Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand, face up, monster zone, and our graveyard, and destroy an equal number of cards your opponent controls. You can banish this card from your graveyard, ritual summon 1 ritual monster from your hand by attributing Blue Eyes White Dragons from your hand and field whose total levels are whose total levels equal its level. You can only use each effect of Majesty of the White Dragons once per turn. So, really good card. We're going to blow up 1 to 2 cards a turn with it. I don't run any rituals right now, so not going to get much use of that. But that's the main deck. Getting into the extra deck, we are running 2 copies of Spirit with Eyes of Blue. It's the new Link monster for this deck. It is really good. It is a light Link 1 dragon, 300 attack. 1 level 4 lower dragon or spellcaster monster is required to Link summon it. You cannot special summon monsters except dragon monsters. You can only use each of the following effects of Spirit with Eyes of Blue once per turn. If this card is Link summoned, you can take 1 Mausoleum of White from your deck and either put it in your hand or send it to your graveyard. And then you contribute this card, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard. But if you special summon a effect monster, it cannot attack, its effects are negated. That's fine. If we're special summoning an effect monster, we're probably looking to make a synchro. So, good. It's fine. We're running 2 copies of Hieratic Steel of Heavenly Spirits. 2 dragon monsters. It is a 0 attack Link 2 dragon. Once during your opponent's turn, if this card is in the extra monster zone, that is important. Quick effect, you contribute 1 monster from your hand or field, return 1 face-up card on the field to the hand, and if this card is tributed, special summon 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck, but make its attack defense 0. I've seen a lot of people do this with Branded, with some Branded engine in the Blue Eyes. Special summon Fallen of Albaz, and then Albaz's effect kicks in, take another one of your opponent's monsters, make one of the Albaz fusions. I like that idea. I'm kind of tinkering with how it would work. If you guys have suggestions, I would love to hear them. But I think that it's a really good card, honestly. But like I said, I want to try Invoked and then Branded and then work our way up and see what we like. Because I might not like Primite. Like, Primite's good, don't get me wrong. Primite's like the best version, but I don't actually know if I'll like it. So we have, running our links, we are running 1 copy of Lina, the Light Charmer Lustrous. 2 light monsters, including 2 monsters, including a light monster. It's always treated as a familiar possessed card. When you target 1 light monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to a zone that this card points to. If this Link summoned card is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, while it's in the owner's monster zone, you can add 1 light monster with 1500 less defense or attack from your deck to your hand. So we can get any of our tuners. I think that's our literal only target at any of our tuners. So, which is really good though. It lets us a push. We can steal one of our opponent's monsters. This is really good in the mirror match. We can steal our opponent's Blue Eyes, trigger our Maiden, and synchro summon. So really good card. Really good card. We love Lina here. Going into our synchros, we're running 2 copies of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. This is like the big play here. It's a level 9 dragon synchro, 2500 attack, 3000 defense. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner Blue Eyes monsters. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. Once per turn during either player's turn. When an effect of a card in the graveyard is activated, you can negate the activation. During either player's turn, you can tribute this synchro summoned monster. Special summon 1 light dragon type synchro monster from your extra deck in defense position, except Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, but destroy it during the end phase of this turn. Our main target is going to be Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. As level 12, 3500, requires 2 tuners, which is crazy, and 1 non-tuner Blue Eyes monster. Your opponent cannot banish monsters from your graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon once per turn. When a card or effect is activated on the field, a quick effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, this target gains 1000 attack until the end phase of the turn. If this card is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 light dragon monster from your graveyard, except for Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. So when it blows up via Spirit Dragon's effect, we can get a Blue Eyes back. Which we're also running 1 copy of Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. I love this card. I've always loved this card. It's level 9 Dragon Synchro, 2500 attack, 3000 defense, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner normal monster. If this card is special summoned until the end of the next turn, neither player can target cards Neither player can target dragon monsters you currently control. Wow. With card effects, also they cannot be destroyed by card effects once per turn. During your standby phase, you can target one normal monster, Blue Eyes, in your graveyard and special summon it. So just a really good card. A really good card. Protects your dragons. I like it. It's also really good if you summon it off of the Spirit Dragon for whatever reason, because you won't lose the monster at the end of turn, which means you can also do cool stuff. The final card rounding out our extra deck is, for synchros, is the Crimson Dragon. This is a level 12 light dragon synchro, one tuner, one non-tuner. If this card is special summoned, you can add one spell trap that mentions Crimson Dragon from your deck to your hand. We don't do that. And as a quick effect, you can target one level 7 or higher synchro monster on the field, except Crimson Dragon. Return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon one dragon synchro monster from your extra deck with the same level as the targeted monster. This is treated as a synchro summon. You can only use the effect of Crimson Dragon once per turn. So we can bounce back Spirit Eyes, bring back Azure. We have plays. If I was running other level 12 synchros, we could bounce them back to get Ultimate Spirit Dragon out without it being destroyed. Really, really good card. Going into our fusions and rounding out our deck, we're running 2 copies of Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. Tyrant Dragon is really good. It's a fusion of a Blue Eyes White Dragon and a Dragon Monster. We can do this with the Roar. With the Roar, is it the Roar that we can do this with? Yes, because it's the Majesty that lets you get rituals. Must either be fusion summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by triggering one Blue Eyes White Dragon equipped with a fusion monster, unaffected by traps or effects. This card can attack all monsters opponent controls once each until the end of turn. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled, you can target one trap in your graveyard, set it to your spell and trap card zone. Really good card. Rounding out our fusions, we're running 1 copy of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. We're never using this thing because we only run 2 Blue Eyes. We don't have anything in our deck that is treated as Blue Eyes White Dragon. So we're only going to read the last effect. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue Eyes monster you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard and negate the activation if you do destroy that card. Rounding out our extra deck, we're running 1 copy of Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon. 2 level 8 monsters, 4,000, 0 defense, 4,000 attack, 0 defense, light level 8 Dragon Xyz. Sorry, rank 8 Dragon Xyz. Cannot attack directly in this card unless this card has a normal monster as material. We obviously will always have a normal monster. We're going to make this with Blue Eyes more than often. You can only use each of the following effects of Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon once per turn. If this card is a Xyz summon, you can negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. You can attach 1 material from this card, then target 1 normal monster in your graveyard or banish zone, and if you do, it gains 1,000. Special summon it, and it gains 1,000 attack. Bring back Blue Eyes. It makes it 4,000. I like this card. I don't actually know if we'll ever make it, but it is nice to have that option, especially if craziness. We tactics talent one of our opponent's level 8 monsters, and we make our Blue Eyes, and we make this, which is really cool. As long as it's a dragon, so like against branded, it'd be really cool against other Blue Eyes decks. It'd be really cool. I like the card. It's really good. Going into the sideboard, we are running 3 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. I like this card a lot. I always have. I always thought it was a really good hand trap. If your opponent activates a monster effect on field or a spell trap card effect on field, we can discard this card and destroy that target. So we don't negate the effect, but we destroy the target, which is sometimes just as good. If our opponent has a 1-card starter and they really need that 1-card starter to continue, we Ghost Ogre its effect, it dies. In the Blue Eyes matchup, we hit True Light when it activates. It dies, takes our opponent's whole field out with them. Really, really good card. We have 3 copies of Ghost Bell and the Haunted Mansion. This is another really good hand trap. It activates if one of these effects are activated. You return a card from the graveyard to the hand, deck, or extra deck. Special summon a monster from the graveyard, or banish a card from the graveyard. We negate it, and it's good. It's good to go. Really good card. 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. We pay 1,000 life points, and we banish 1 spell trap card on the field. I like banishing. It's really good because a lot of decks can recycle their spells, like Branded. We banish it. Really good stuff. 2 copies of Lightning Storm. If we control no face-up cards, we can either destroy all attack position monster our opponent controls or their back row. 2 copies of Tactics Thrust. Our opponent activates a monster effect during this turn. We can search our deck for a normal spell or trap and set it on the field. Or if our opponent controls a monster, we can add it to our hand. Copy of Feather Duster. We just like blowing up traps. And 1 copy of Forbidden Droplets. Send any number of other cards from your hand and or field to the graveyard. Choose that many effect monsters, negate their effects, and I believe they lose. And their attack is half. So, good card. That is the deck. That is the deck. Sorry if I had to sit there and read through some of the cards. I am, like I guess, just getting back into the game, so I do have to sit and read a lot of the cards. I'm still a little unfamiliar, especially cards that came out when I wasn't really playing, like Tactics Thrust. Yeah. So, but thank you guys. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to tune in Friday, April 18th. If you're watching this beforehand, to check out our card game stream. We're streaming card games all day. Pokemon TCG Live, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and Magic Arena. Ranked games, Fury Battles. We're going to be giving away a box of card codes for Journeys Together at the end of stream. It's going to be good. Hopefully I'll see you there. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Ding the notification bell if you want to be alerted whenever we post new content. Also, check out the Arrows Gaming, the main Arrows Gaming YouTube channel. We are doing a lot of cool things over there as well. And as always, friends, stay safe out there. I will see you when I see you. Bye.